Today we're taking a look at the Insta360 Link 2. Yes, I have it all set up, but today we're going to unbox it first, connect it to our computer, set it up, and see what I think about this new webcam from Insta360. All right, let's unbox the Insta360 Link 2. First thing we have is the mount. This is all metal. This feels really nice. Here's the instructions for how that's going to connect. Looks like it's magnetic. We have a sticker, the Insta360 Think Bold stickers. We have our FlexiCare, Insta360 Link 2 Quick Start Guide, our warranty card, and some more stickers. These are for whiteboard mode. Here's our guide. Let's go ahead and take a look through there. All right, now we know everything we need for the operation of the Insta360 Link 2. We also get a USB-C to USB-C cable. We get a USB adapter from C to the traditional USB plug. And then the last thing is the camera itself. Here it is. It is a beautiful camera, actually. Let's see if that works with the magnet here. Keep parallel to dust. Oh yeah, holy smokes. Let's go ahead and see. We have our touch key here, which if you touch that, you get certain functions, and then we have superior audio awaits. Let's go ahead and remove the protective wrap here, and we'll go ahead and pull this off. Go ahead and remove this. Let's go ahead and remove this. So there you have it. There is your unboxing. Now I have the original version of the Insta360 gimbal webcam here, so I'm going to replace this one with the new one. The camera's asleep right now. I'm going to go ahead and load the software on the computer and see if it activates it. I loaded up the Insta360 software. The first thing that popped up was a firmware update. Let's go ahead and do that now. While the firmware is updating, let's go ahead and do a little comparison. Here is the original Insta360 Link camera. This one has been pretty good. I was a little disappointed in the quality, and this is supposed to be a serious upgrade with 4K and that ability to have a larger sensor and the bokeh. It had bokeh, but it was software induced, so it wasn't great. And I will say sometimes the tracking was a little off on this little guy. I mean, it was good for its time, but I can't believe it's almost 2 years, probably over 2 years old now. And I'm really anxious to see how much better this performs than this. Now, you're probably wondering why I have it here and not on top of a monitor. Well, I use this at a workbench, so when I'm live streaming for my workbench, I have a good quality camera, and then I have another down camera that shows me doing things like soldering or repair. All right, looks like we are done. Let's go ahead and say, got it. Welcome to Insta360 Link Controller. Let's go. And switch effortlessly between various modes. Next. Easily adjust the view. Save your preferred positions, which I normally do. Modify the look with blur, bokeh. Oh, there we go. All right. We'll come back to that. Easily control your device with gestures. We'll check that out. And connect your phone to remotely control the device. Okay, if you need to step away temporarily, you can manually tilt the gimbal down. I did not know that for privacy. Let me see what happens. Oh yeah, it does. It stays right down in that position. Very cool. And then we can pull it back up. That is a nice additional feature. Let me say finish. And let's go to our view and let's move it up just a little bit. Next, let's go ahead and turn our bokeh on. And we are going to, we need to restart. After reinstalling the virtual camera, you can use the smart whiteboard. Oh, so we're going to need to do that. So let's do that. All right, we are back. Let me go ahead and pop that back up here. Go back to our effects. Let's go to bokeh. How to use the background effects in third party. Oh, there we go. Oh, wow. That is, it's still software though, isn't it? Yep, because I'm seeing, see how the blur is on this? I was hoping that maybe this would be hardware, but yeah, things are blurring. So that's kind of a bummer. I was hoping maybe I can adjust it a little bit. I don't need to be quite that strong. So let's just go ahead and take it just enough to blur. That's better. But again, I was hoping it was going to be a hardware thing. Just out of curiosity, let's see how, oh, there's blur. Oh, see, and you can see right there, that takes completely my lens out of the thing. Let's do a background. Oh, see, that's even worse, especially in a side view. Now, it's probably fine for a front view like this. Right? Let me look over my shoulder there, but I don't like that. I think probably, in all honesty, it's about as good as all those other ones. I don't really care for those. So we'll go back to the very light bokeh. That works out pretty well. It does look like, again, just a little bit you can tell on the lens right here, which is another reason I want to kind of go at the side here as opposed to straight on, because you wouldn't notice that. I do have a little dot up here. Let's see what's going on here. We got some settings. Looks like we need to do an about us. Looks like there is another update to this software. Let's go ahead and update that now. Restart the Link controller to use. So we need to also restart that. All right, now we can go ahead and try the features out. So we're going to go ahead and zoom in. There you go. Pretty sure this is digital zoom, But with 4K, that gives us a lot of room to zoom in and out. And remembering that we can save presets. So if I want to come in here and zoom that in, bring that down, or bring that up just a little bit, we can save this preset right here. And then what I can do is restore to whatever position that is over here, and then I can come back to my view here. Now let's go ahead and turn on our smart composition, and I've got it set to half body, and we are going to enable auto tracking. There we go, auto tracking is on. Let's see if we go to head here. Does auto track stay on? It does, right there. And let's go to whole body. That's going to be zoom out as far as it can go, and then tracking is good. Let's see if it comes over here and follows me. You can see it does. Let's see if it can get around the camera here. Oh, it can. So see, it kind of worked around the camera. That's pretty good. Still following me. Ah, still tracking. That's really good because the old camera, the original, would never be able to get through that. Let's check the focus as we move in. So it does focus on the object that you have close. Let's go ahead and pull this into view. There we go. There's the Card Pooter Advance. You can see it does focus pretty quickly. That's going to be nice. See if we can stop it. There we go. That stops tracking. That works real well. Let's do that again. And you can see the little flash as I do that, and then that should be tracking on. Yeah, this is much nicer than the original. It is doing a much better job. Let's go ahead and do a test. I'm going to stand up. That's going to be kind of an odd view for sure, but let's see. And this is not the best place for this, but it is. Let's see, can I get away from it? Now that's pretty good because there's a lot going on here that it could get confused with. Let's see if we come back over here. Yeah, see, it just lost me. So let's go a little bit slower. And I'm sure that's because I've got this big camera in the way. Let's move just a little bit slower. Oh, it seems to have lost me right now. Oh, okay, so now it's locked on. Let's see if I can get it to come back with me. The light, this is a pretty, yeah. I mean, that's pretty hard for any camera given the obstacles that I have here. So it is a pretty nice real world test. Let me come over here. It's tracking pretty nicely. Let's come over here. All right, let's go ahead and move pretty quickly. And I'm going to come back over here really quickly. I'm going to give it a chance to train on me again. I'm going to come back over here. Let's go ahead and see if it can keep going. Yep, not bad. Let's see if I bend down here a little bit, what happens. Still tracking. Yeah, it lost me there, but that's to be expected, honestly. But you would think with AI tracking, it might be a little bit better. Yeah, it lost me. So let me go ahead and pick it back up. There we go. Caught me. Let's come back over here. Okay, now let's kind of come down here and see if... There we go. And then back up. Yeah, so these lights and things are really messing with it. So you need a pretty open area. Let's see if I can get it tracked back on me again. Yeah, it's having a problem now. Let's see if we can. See, we can't control it. There's just too much here. So the AI, I'm not sure what it's looking for, but you would think it could see my face if it's AI tracking and catch that. But it is not doing it. Interesting. How close do I have to get? Oh, there, it caught me again. There we go. So I did have to move in. But again, if you've got a lot of things around you, it's not going to find you. Still, I mean, if you're using AI, this is pretty unique. Trust me, this face is unique. And I'm not sure why it's struggling. It could be the lights, though. Now, let's check the zoom and see if it works. There we go. That's working. Let's move that down. That works. Let's go ahead and turn tracking off. Okay, it's off. Let's turn it back on. There we go. And let's try the zoom with the left. There we go. It's zooming in and zooming out. That is much better, I will say. Let's lock it.
Live long and prosper.
Let's see what else we can take a look at here. Now we have taken a look at the effects in the background. Let's go ahead and see what makeup looks like. Oh my goodness. I don't know why anybody wants makeup. Let's turn this off. We do have some filters. We have a portrait filter here. We have a daylight filter. It does take a second for that to switch. I actually kind of like that though. We have a vintage, which could be great for the retro channel. I like that. I actually like that. Let's see what vintage 2 is. I don't like vintage 2. Here's neon. Definitely don't like that. And then clear. Not sure what clear is. Oh, clear is just, yeah. And I think that's it. We do have autofocus. We can manual focus. We also have manual temperature if we want to do that. Over here on more, you see we have AI tracking, whiteboard. I will not be demonstrating whiteboard. Please check out another YouTuber if you're interested in that function. I'm just going to turn it off because I don't use whiteboarding. Now, we've not done audio mode. Right now, I'm using my DJI mic. Let's go ahead and let me set up so that we can run a test to see what the microphone sounds like coming from this camera. So as an example, here is audio of me talking on the DJI. And this is me using the Insta360 Link to AI microphone. Here's another example of me talking with the DJI so that you can compare it with the Insta360 Link 2 audio with its AI microphones. And this is another example of me using the Insta360 Link 2 AI microphone. Other settings we have is we have horizontal flip. You can see we can do that if we have a need to do that. We also have, for whatever reason, vertical flip. I guess if you want to mount the camera upside down, you can do that. We have Smart Adjust. So Smart Adjust is once activated, the device will search for your head within a small triangle and adjust to the optimal angle. I'm curious in that. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's see what happens when we do Smart Adjust. I don't see anything immediately, so I'm not sure what it did for me. If you know, please put that down in the comments. Tell me what I should have seen with Smart Adjust. We also have horizontal correction, which says that is, once enabled, the screen will automatically be corrected horizontally. Oh, here we go. Here's some more information. Once enabled, the camera will adjust the screen horizontally based on the angle. Let's see what happens. Confirm. It kind of realizes that my gimbal, or not my gimbal, my stand isn't perfectly level, and I think it leveled it out. Let's turn it back off. Yeah, it's off just a little bit. That's a nice extra feature. I like it. I'm gonna keep that on. Mute and privacy mode, that's for your microphone. Compatibility, portrait resolution, and high frame rate. Let's see, this one it says enabling portrait resolution, high frame rate will restart the device. We don't want to do that. And then enable low resolution if you want to take it back down for bandwidth issues potentially. Now what I think I'm going to do is record some more of this video using just this microphone at different angles so that you can hear what it sounds like. Over here on the left we have our preview, which can be opened or closed. We can change our resolution. You can see right now I'm doing 1080p at 30 frames. I could go to 20, is generally what I like to use, and we can bump it up to 4K. Horizontal correction will be temporarily canceled because it's using that extra resolution to make that adjustment. We also have our AI tracking on or off here. We can turn it on, and then I can click again to turn it off. So that's kind of handy when you're sitting actually at your desk. We have the whiteboard option, which again, I'm not using, but you can see it does look for a whiteboard. It's not going to find it, so I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. We have something called the smart whiteboard, which is another feature. Again, check out other YouTube videos. It'll spend more time in that. We also have something called desk view. Check this. When I go to desk view, it finds what I'm working on. In this case, I just happened to be updating while I was waiting on some things, the Yellow Box Pro here, the firmware. It needed a firmware upgrade. You can see that that just went right down to the bottom. Now, when it comes right back to me. So I can quickly go to and back. Really handy for this workbench environment I have. You also have over here, we can take a screenshot. Ready? Let's check and see if it's actually on the desktop. I do believe we have screenshots, folks. There's one, and there's one. And the other nice thing that it can do is it can record video. Now, I'm already recording video on this computer. It's going to be interesting to see if my Mac Mini M1 can handle both of these recordings. So let's start the recording from the Insta360 Link controller software. Okay, so it shows recording. So this is me recording from the Insta360 Link controller software with the microphone on the camera. Love to know how it sounds. Let me know what you thought about this review. Put all those things down in the comments. And hey, while you're down there, go ahead and do all the stuff that the kids down below, thumbs up, like, comment, all that business. And if you really liked what you're seeing and it helped you make a purchase and decide if this camera was right for you, hit that thanks button too. I really enjoy receiving those thank yous. Got to tell you. Now, after we install that virtual camera software, we get this little button right here. If I click that, that gives us this little menu here. It says you can turn your virtual camera on or off, and this is giving me the background bokeh. Now, if I turn that off, you see my bokeh is gone, and if I turn it back on, it's back on. Now, there is a little bit of inherent bokeh. It's not entirely focused in the background. But again, you got to make sure you adjust it properly or it looks kind of freaky. By the way, if you're interested in your own Insta360 Link 2 camera, I'd have a link down below in the video description so that you can get yours. Okay, let's go ahead and check our settings too. Let's see what settings are available in the Insta360 Link controller software. Maybe some hardware settings for this camera we need to be aware of. Okay, first of all, the general tab. You can see here the Insta360 Link 2 is the audio device chosen. You can see I have other options available, so that's what you're hearing right now. You can use computer to adjust the microphone volume. And oh, I see, that's going to manually bring, so I can adjust the volume manually if I want to do that. I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to let the AI do that for me. Here's the location of the screenshots. Here's where I can change that. I'm going to go ahead and change that to my desktop. You see we have our recording format. We have MOV or MP4. I'm on a Mac, so I'll use MOV. We do have light. We have auto based on the time of day. It looks like we also have some, oh, I missed one up here. You can change your language if you want to do that. We do have some hotkeys so that we can turn on specific things within the software using hotkeys. If you like that kind of thing, like auto tracking, Option T will turn that on and off. You have About Us, which will let you uninstall the software. It also lets you know what your serial number for your Link camera is in case you need technical support, and it'll also let you know if there are firmware updates available. And then, of course, you can report an issue if you have one. Oh, let me go back to the About Us. There is a way to restore. I just saw that out of the side eye here. Your factory settings if something gets messed up on the camera. So those are the settings. Okay, so we get an example of using this camera in a virtual meeting. I have Zoom loaded, which is by far probably the most popular virtual meeting software available. Let's go ahead and start a new meeting. I'm going to have to choose my device. It looks like it's already picked up the Insta360 Link for the camera. Let's not do custom combinations. Let's make sure we have, there we go. Let's use the Insta360 Link for the audio. Go ahead and start. Stay connected with auto framing. Let's go ahead and turn that on. Now we've got a situation where we probably have auto framing turned on and we have Zoom trying to do some things. So be careful not to have both of those turned on. I'm going to go ahead and turn off that. And now how do we control this? Well, we can still do our zoom in, zoom out. Let's go and zoom out a little bit more. There we go. And then we can turn on our auto tracking for a second, kind of get it where we want it. That looks pretty good. We'll stop. And we can do that right there. Now, the other thing we have available for auto tracking is we have this button right here. If we touch this once, that will turn auto tracking off or on, I'm sorry, in my case. If I tap it again, that will turn it off. So it's available there as well. And of course, we can double tap that button and that resets it straight. It aligns it straight up. So I'll go ahead and tap once, turn on auto tracking. It finds me, it comes back over. And again, you can see I'm still in my virtual meeting software Zoom, and it's doing a pretty good job. All right, well, that's my look at the Insta360 Link 2. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you're interested in more devices that can help you with live streaming or your studio, check out this playlist right here where I have a lot more. Hope you enjoyed this video. That's it for me. retroCombs out.